Hey guys, it's Marshall Mathers the fourth here, back to you today with another video. And today I will be talking about the fact that having a job, or getting a job in other words, doesn't mean shit. It really does not mean anything. It doesn't amount to anything at all. And I'm sick and tired of the people in our society, the normal people that is, who do have and get jobs, and who are just so puffed up by our society. They're just put on a fucking pedestal, and they're just so highly regarded and respected and loved and cared about and appreciated and valued and shit like that. It's just annoying. It really is. And I'm also sick and tired of the fact that when it comes to anyone who has a job, not that I personally think it's that big of a deal at all, but that's just me personally and in my opinion alone. And I hope I'm not the only one who feels that way. But you know what I find extremely irritating is the fact that there is so much hype put on somebody who gets a job. Like, getting a job in general is one of the most hyped up bullshit things in our society. And you cannot deny that I don't have a point there. You cannot disagree with me on that, unless you're just being a complete idiot. And, I don't know, people who have jobs just feel that they're so important and that they matter and that their lives have meaning and purpose and that they're so wonderful and amazing or whatever. And it just gets on my fucking nerves. It really does. And I think it's just ridiculous. I think it's silly when I see all the many blue-pilled, cucked people out there who have jobs and who try to act like they're better than everyone else. That they're better than anyone who doesn't have a job. It's stupid is what it is. And you know what's even funny about it too? Is the fact that even after getting a job at the company that I got a job at, and I worked 5 days so far, and I'm getting off a 3-day weekend because Monday's Labor Day. So all the workers there, including myself, get a 3-day weekend, which is nice. But next week, we'll probably have to work Saturday. But anyways, I mean, that will only be 4 days a week, though. But anyways, when I get a job there, anywhere else for that matter, working at a fast food restaurant, working at a warehouse factory job, I always see the same exact shit. No matter where I choose to work or where I choose to apply for, I always see workers complaining, whining and bitching and moaning about their job. And you know what? I'm not condemning them at all. I'm not judging them either. I'm not judging any people who do have jobs who hate the fucking shit out of their job. And from what I see, I would have to say most people hate their jobs. Just outright hate their jobs. They'll continue to work them, though, because they need money. And they know that. And, there's really only two options in our society, in our world or whatever. It's either you become a slave wagey, who's a slave to your boss, manager, job, company, or whatever, or you're a homeless fucking bum on the street, or if your parents allow you to leech off of them, you do that. Not really that many options. And obviously, most people choose to get jobs. That is just common sense. Most people choose to have and get jobs so they can make money, so they can make a living, so they can be independent, and so they can buy either things that they need, want, or both. And you know what? I have nothing against people who get jobs, okay? I never did in the first place. I'm not, like, I'm not an enemy or against or pissed off at or whatever at people who have jobs. I'm not. You know, if you have a job and if that was your choice and decision, fine, that's cool. Good for you. But if you're someone who doesn't have a job and that's the choice you wanted to make in your life, fine. Good for you. That's cool. Like, I mean, whatever. I'm not going to judge, condemn, or bash or ridicule or shame or whatever somebody who doesn't have a job. I'm not. That's just not me. It's not who I am. And nor am I going to be a piece of shit and pressure the fucking hell out of someone to get a job who doesn't have a job. Because that's just not cool at all. That's annoying. That's irritating as a motherfucker. That gets old really fast. It really does. And yet, so many of you blue-pilled cuck normies out there can't see that. You really can't. Either you can't see that or you choose to not. I don't know. I don't know what it is. You know, I just honestly cannot believe that so many of you, for so many years, just constantly, nonstop, day in and day out, hounded me and pressured me and bashed me and ridiculed me and judged me and shamed me and so on and so forth to get a damn stupid fucking job. And guess what? I didn't get a job for you assholes. I want to set something perfectly clear here. I did not get a job to please any of you pricks. I did not. You know why I got a job? I got a job for myself and myself alone. I got a job because I cannot take or handle not having or making any money because my YouTube channel isn't doing jack shit for me at all. It's just not. My YouTube channel is not going anywhere. Not that I don't enjoy making YouTube videos or having a YouTube channel or trying to become as popular as I possibly can become with the content that I make on my YouTube channel in both my videos and community posts. But I know in hindsight that my channel is never going to take off. It's never going to blow up. And if it does, I will be amazed. I will be shocked if my YouTube channel somehow, some way, maybe sooner than later, I don't know, if it just catapults into superstardom. I don't know if it will do that, but if it did, or if it does, I will be shocked. And I'm not even kidding. I would be completely surprised, believe it or not, because I don't have that much faith and hope in my YouTube channel. I really don't, because I've been at my YouTube channel, or I've been sticking to my YouTube channel for the past 5 years. 5 years since I was 20 years old in 2017. And yet I only have like maybe 5,000 subscribers. Maybe. But what's funny about it is I don't even have like 1,000 people comment on my videos. I don't even really ever have like 100 comments on my videos or community posts for that matter. I might get like, I don't know, 20, 30, 40, maybe 50 comments here and there on either my videos or community posts. And it also varies too. Like some of my videos will get a lot more comments and views than other videos of mine. Like the videos of mine that get the most views and the most likes, and the most comments and all that are my most controversial videos. Like me being 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and still a virgin and never had a girlfriend. Those are my most viewed videos. That's why I love making them and uploading them every single year that I can. And also, other controversial videos that I make sometimes, like, I don't know, videos about incels, video about me being an incel, videos about, like, I don't know, any sort of controversial topic or whatever that I can possibly think of to make a video about. those are my most viewed videos. And that's why I keep making videos like that, because, you know, I'm trying to gain more attention and traction and views and likes and all that shit on my YouTube channel, subscribers and everything. I'm trying my best to become noticed on YouTube. I'm trying to become big, a superstar, a YouTube sensation. And you can laugh your ass off at me all you want, but at the end of the day, none of you can deny the fact that I'm not at least and at the very minimum trying to become famous off of YouTube. I'm trying like hell, believe it or not. And you know what? With YouTube, no matter who you are, it's a grind. YouTube is not an easy sort of job. It's not at all. I mean, after you become famous, of course it's easy, but in the meantime of trying to become famous, when you're in the process of doing so, it is hard as hell. It's difficult as a motherfucker. You know, like, no matter who you are on YouTube, and if you're trying to start a YouTube channel from absolutely nothing at all, it will take years before you become famous off of YouTube and actually make decent money, a decent living. And that's only if you upload, like, I don't know, 5 videos a day or some shit, or at least like 2 or 3. And you have like a really excellent, good setup, and you are able to edit your videos and choose good thumbnails and all that. But when you make videos on an Android phone or an iPhone or whatever, you're limited to the kind of thumbnails that you're able to choose from. Honestly. And that's why my thumbnails of my YouTube videos suck balls. You know, I'm not going to ignore or deny the fact that each and every single one of my thumbnails in my YouTube videos are ass. They are. I don't deny that for a second. Except me uploading videos on my YouTube channel, I'm sorry. My thumbnails are always bad, because when I go to the YouTube Studio Creator app, and when I try to choose a thumbnail for a video that I made and that I did and uploaded and whatnot, YouTube will literally only give me like 3 or 4 thumbnails to choose from. And each and every single one of them has my mouth open. And the reason why my mouth is open is because I'm talking. Like, duh. Like, how hard is that to understand? Why is it so hard to understand and make sense of why my mouth is open in every single one of my thumbnails on my YouTube videos? It's because I am talking. And apparently, and unfortunately, the only thumbnails that YouTube is allowing me to have and be limited to are the ones where my mouth is open. And let's face it, I barely close my mouth anyways when I make a YouTube video. Like, barely. The only time when my mouth is even ever closed in my videos is when I'm, like, sighing, or when I'm just, like, trying to think of something to say or whatever. And I don't know. Obviously, my YouTube videos aren't that great, and I am well aware of that fact. But I am doing my best with what little I have. And you can believe that. I am doing my best with the pathetic YouTube channel that I have. I am doing and trying my best. But, you know, I also wanted to say and mention here that, you know, when it comes to people who say things like, I love my job, or whatever, shit like that, those people are a rare few. I'm dead serious. Like, people who say things like that are literally lucky that they even were able to land or find a job that they actually love and cherish and enjoy working at. Like, that's not that common. I promise you, go anywhere, any factory warehouse job, any fucking fast food restaurant job, any fucking grocery store job, and just see how many workers actually love their job and actually are enjoying what they're doing every single day, whether 5 or 6 days a week. And tell me that they're just loving and enjoying themselves and their lives and their job and everything. And another thing I want to say is, getting a job does not promise or guarantee you, whether you're a guy or a girl, that you're going to get a partner. And it's even harder for men anyways, but like, I'm so sick and tired of so many people just blindly and stupidly and idiotically assuming and believing that just because I got a job that I'm gonna get a girlfriend. Like, that's just gonna happen out of fucking thin air. No, it's not gonna happen, and it never will. When I was working at Popeyes, I didn't get a girlfriend. I interacted with and communicated with the girls at work a little bit here and there, but I didn't ever get a girlfriend, not even close. I wouldn't even say I got close at all. And the girl that I had the biggest crush on already had a boyfriend. And of course she did, because she was the hottest worker there. So why wouldn't she? And, no matter where I work, no matter where I get a job, I'm not going to get a girlfriend. And I'm sick and tired of people thinking that. I really am. It annoys the shit out of me. And I don't know if people are saying that to try to get under my skin or to try to poke fun at me or harass me or whatever, but, it's not going to happen. That is just pure fantasy. It's fiction. It's not true. It's false. It's false information that so many of you are giving me. It's false hope. And guess what? I never had hope and faith that I would ever get a girlfriend anyways. And just because I get a job does not mean for a second that I am ever going to stop being blackpilled or that I am ever going to stop being an incel. I mean, I'm serious. And this goes for any guy. Just because you get a job does not promise and guarantee that you're going to love your job and that you're going to make lots of money and that you're going to get a girlfriend, maybe a wife, and then have kids and then a house and shit like that. That doesn't promise or guarantee shit. Having a job is just, for my case personally and in my situation in life or circumstance, I will say this. Having a job for me, all it really does ultimately and in the long run is just a way to cope with my misery, with my depression, with my just deep-rooted sadness and hatred and anger and jealousy and envy and frustration and so much more. Having a job just, I guess for a while, distracts me from myself, from my feelings, from my emotions, thoughts, whatever. Having a job is literally just another one of the many ways that I have to cope with my miserable life. And I would say the exact same about any other black-pilled incel who has a job. Having a job, most likely for them, just as much as me, would just be a way for them to cope and to once in a while or sometimes or every now and then not think about themselves, not have the time to do that anyways if they had a job, and just kind of be distracted about all their negative emotions and feelings and whatnot for a bit. Depending also on what kind of shift they have or how many days a week they work. And here's the thing. Work does not make me happy. It never does. Never has, never will. I love making money. Of course I love that. I always enjoy making money. Always. But having a job and working is not my thing. And it never really was. I don't love or enjoy work. No matter what kind it is. And I don't know, I'm still exactly the same as I was even before getting a job. And that should be pretty obvious. I mean, just look at me. I'm not a changed man or whatever. And even if I were to have a job for, say, a year even, and I've never worked that long, but let's just say, hypothetically, I did work for a year. Let's just say, and pretend that I do. And maybe I will. That's not going to make me become blue-pilled. It's not going to make me get a girlfriend. It's not going to make me love and enjoy my life and be a happy, peppy, outgoing person and whatnot. No. And my job right now is very stressful. I feel like I'm honest to God about to have a heart attack. Literally, I'm not even joking. My heart is in so much pain right now. I have to work 5 days a week, 10 hours every single one of those days, and some Saturdays. And that's 8 hours, but still technically 10, because on Saturdays, the Saturdays that we sometimes have to work, we'll stop at 10:30 and work till 11:30 or whatever. So at least sometimes on some weeks it's 60 hours a fucking week. And here's the thing. I can easily handle and stand working either 5 8-hour days, which is 40 hours a week, or 5 10-hour days, which is 50 hours a week. I can totally do either one of those things. But having to work some Saturdays, fuck that. That's hell. That's seriously overworking workers, if you ask me. And I'm not just saying that on behalf of myself, but any other workers who have to work a ridiculous, insane amount of hours like that and have a work schedule that looks exactly like that. 5 days a week is already a lot. And whether you're working 40 hours a week or 50 hours a week, working 5 days a week is plenty of work. Personally, I wish I could find a job that was only 4 days a week in 10-hour days, so that every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I could get a 3-day weekend or 3 days off after working 4 days a week. And you know what's funny about that? About me wishing there were something like that existed? I used to want the same thing when I was in school. I shit you not. When I was a little kid and a teenager, I would always think to myself, 5 days a week is too many school days, for kids or teenagers. School should only be 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday, and then the students could have at least, at the very minimum, 3 days off, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Because 2 days off is not that much at all. That is pitiful. That is a puny, small, tiny, micro amount of days off, whether from school or work. I think everyone rightfully deserves to at least, at the very bare minimum, have a 3-day weekend or 3 days off from either school, work, or both. And I mean that too. And you know what's funny about it and interesting is the fact that in Ireland, they only have a 4-day week. They get 3 days off. In Ireland, that's how they do it. And you know what? Even just knowing that makes me have so much more respect for Ireland as a place in this world, as a location, as a country, or whatever. And I can only wish that America were like that. I can only wish that the United States of America were exactly like Ireland in the way that whether school or work only made people either go to school or work at a job 4 days a week. And always, every single week, gave them off a 3-day weekend or 3 days off, Friday through Sunday. And if workers needed workers to work, I don't know, on Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I would say this. If you're a company you're a multi-million or billion-dollar fucking company, whether you're a fast food restaurant, a factory warehouse, a grocery store, whatever you are, and you need workers to work Friday through Sunday, then for the love of God, advertise that then. Say weekend workers needed or something like that. And put like workers needed Friday through Sunday. And the people who would prefer working the weekend shift rather than working weekdays would have even more days off than people working the weekday shift. Like people who work the weekday shift would only have 3 days off, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, hypothetically speaking. And then the people who would prefer working Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, instead of working Monday through Thursday, would have 4 days off and only have to work 3 days of the week. But sadly, that does not exist. And that's what's unfortunate about all of this, is that it doesn't exist. Not in America and even other places in the world. The only place I've heard of something like that existing so far is in Ireland. And part of the reason why America just overworks their workers is because of the fact that our country is so very industrialized and just there's so much pressure and hype and whatnot put on workers and people to get a job and shit like that. And it just overworks all of us and makes us all completely miserable. It's not fair and it's not fun. Work is not fun. It never is. And you know what? The only kind of work that I would say is fun is work that you can do for yourself. Like, for example, if you're your own boss, if you work for yourself, if you have your own company, I don't know, if your parents have a company and they can hire you, stuff like that. Like, if you're someone who has your own business and you get to choose the hours you want to work and choose the days you want to work and have that convenience, then that's just awesome. That's just amazing, but also unfair because every other normal worker has to work the required amount of days that whatever company they're working for expects them to work. I don't know, like, what I plan to do with this job is to try to hold out as long as I can. Already, I've worked a week so far. So, I mean, that's not really that much or that big of a deal, but I'm going to try to hold it out. I'm going to try to stick it out for as long and as much as I possibly can because I need money. I really do. There's no question about it. None of the people on the internet wanted to help me out with that. So I have to help myself out, unfortunately. And I don't know. But, you know, I just want to also end this video with saying that I think it's silly that so many of you are congratulating me on getting a job as if I don't know, did something really great and grand, like landed on the moon or landed on Mars or some shit, or discovered a cure to cancer or something like that. Like, it's just ridiculous. It's silly. It's childish. You know, I'm not saying I don't appreciate or like being congratulated on anything, I guess, good or normal I do in my life, but that doesn't mean that I think it's that big of a deal, because I don't. And I feel that a lot of the people who are even saying that shit are so two-faced, because when I didn't have a job and when I wasn't working and when I was refusing to get a job, I had so many people hounding me day in and day out and just getting under my skin, annoying the shit out of me, driving me crazy, pushing my buttons, I don't know, so on and so forth. And, you know, I eventually got a job, but not because of that, but because I got fed up with myself of just not having any money to spend on anything I need or want, or both. And, you know, I just find it crazy that so many of you are being all nice and friendly to me now just because I have a job. But then when I don't have a job, I don't know, you just try to piss and shit all over me and try to like beat my ass over not having a job and just drive me crazy and just constantly harass me about getting a job. You're so two-faced. You literally are. So many of you. But anyways, that's all I wanted to say in today's video. Let me know what you all think in the comment section down below. I'm out.